Hello, friends. It is the real alpha, Mrs. underscore underscore Wolf. You may know me as the partner of the one and only Psychotic Wolf. And I have been promising for a while to share my tips for getting better sleep. Now, I've been around the Twitch community for probably about 3 or 4 months. And one of the things that I've noticed, of course, are the challenges around getting enough sleep. So let's just start with, why do we actually need to sleep? I think this is an important one. And I've seen both sides of this story sort of shared in chat. Some people celebrating people that can go for a really long time without sleep, and other people really encouraging people to get good sleep. So much happens while we are sleeping. Our body needs sleep to recover. And of course, as we age, it gets harder and harder for our body to recover, starting in our 20s. And so we need that time to actually recover and repair any damage that would have happened to our cells during the day. So any stress that we had, or maybe we're making, maybe not the best food choices during the day, or our body's been stressed because we've been working out, or any number of things that your body needs to recover from while we are sleeping. Now, the consequences of not getting enough sleep can range from simply feeling tired and not having a lot of energy to much more dangerous. So, there's a pretty big cognitive impairment if you're not getting enough sleep. In fact, there actually have been studies that have shown that a lack of sleep, if you're driving and you are sleep impaired, that can be just as dangerous as driving with an elevated blood alcohol level. So this isn't something to really joke about. We are human beings that need sleep. It's actually part of the way that we are designed. It is essential for us to be getting some sleep every single day. Now, I know there are occasional times when we do maybe 12 or 24-hour streams, and that, if that's the exception and not the rule, and we can do our best to kind of make up that sleep or take a few days off after, then that's great. But we all need to sleep. We are human beings. And in this day and age, it's honestly just far too dangerous for us to not be getting enough sleep. So now that we understand that sleep is important and it's a good thing, and we want to encourage each other to get good sleep, how much sleep do we need? This is such a big category. How much sleep do we need to function as, a great human being, to be our best selves? So some of you that are listening to this are viewers, right? You watch Twitch for fun, you hang out and chat, you support the community. Some of you may even hang out and not even chat, but you love watching Twitch. Others that are watching this may be Twitch streamers, and some might be part-time streamers, full-time streamers. Everyone will have a different schedule. And the how much sleep is a really tough one to answer. But for the majority, and I mean the very large majority, over 90% of people, 6 to 8 hours of sleep per 24-hour period is critical. Now, you can make up for some of this with napping, but a minimum of a 6-hour stretch of sleep to allow your body to recover, to allow your body to go into that deep state of sleep where you're actually, getting that deep REM sleep and your body's doing all that it can to help you recover, is absolutely critical. So anything less than 6 hours and your body's not getting what it needs. Now, you might feel okay. And you might feel okay with less than 6 hours of sleep for a really long time until one day you don't. And that's the thing, is being sleep deprived can be something that over time just gets worse and worse and worse, and you might not realize that it's happening. And as I said before, we are affected, our brains are affected when we're not getting enough sleep. So if you're a streamer and you're not getting enough sleep, it can definitely affect how you are on your stream. It can affect your energy, but it can also affect how you're playing the game. For those that are, the science people, that can make it harder too, because your brain's just not able to find the solutions as easily when you're tired. Now, once you're getting that 6 to 8 hours of sleep in an evening, or if you're sleeping during the day because your schedule is backwards, which is extremely difficult, and I will talk about that in a bit, you can supplement that with naps. The best length for a nap is either 20 minutes or 90 minutes. So a full sleep cycle is 90 minutes. So if you're going to sleep for more than an hour, 90 minutes is actually the best amount of time. because what it does is you'll complete a full sleep cycle and you'll feel more rested. Have you ever woken up from a nap and you're like, I don't actually feel any better? That's because you've woken up in the wrong part of your sleep cycle. Now, with a 20-minute nap, that's just enough time to recuperate, to rest a little bit, and you'll feel a lot better just with that 20 minutes. So again, you're setting yourself a timer so you're not falling asleep in that middle time and feeling worse when you get up from your nap. So I definitely encourage napping. Listen to your body. If you're exhausted and let's say you're exhausted and you're streaming in a couple hours and maybe you're off work and you've got some time before your stream, have a 20-minute nap. It will make such a huge difference in your energy if you just recharge for a very short period of time. Some of you guys have seen I like to take naps in my tent. I'm not a huge napper. I have a hard time napping, but when I go to my backyard tent and I have a nap, I really do sleep well. My cat comes and cuddles with me and it's great. And my body actually is pretty good at waking up after about 20 minutes. Okay, now this is another very difficult question, I'm sure, for a lot of people to answer. And it is, what time should I go to bed? So the way that you want to think about this number is you want to work backwards from what time am I getting up in the morning? So if I'm required to get up in the morning for a job, or maybe I'm getting up because I do a morning stream, or I have family responsibilities, I have young children that are up early, I'm going to work backwards from that time. So let's say that my job requires me to be up at 7 a.m. So I want to work backwards for a minimum of 6 hours, which means that the latest that I should be going to sleep is 1 o'clock in the morning. The optimal is 11 p.m. I know that's not always possible, but even if you're getting 2 to 3 nights a week where you're aiming for 8 hours of sleep, you will feel much more refreshed than if you don't get that on any night. So that's how I would look at what time do I need to go to sleep. Now, if you are in a situation where you don't have a time that you need to wake up at, here's what I advise. Go to bed when you're super tired, when maybe your eyes are hurting from looking at your phone or you're having trouble concentrating. Go to sleep and don't set an alarm. Allow your body to wake up when it's done sleeping. That's actually the best thing you can do. It's actually a really good thing to do for those who have kids. If you're in the summer period right now, allow your kids to wake up when they're done sleeping. It feels so good to just allow your body to wake up naturally instead of being woken up by an alarm. So let's say you have to get up at 7 for work and you've been going to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning and your body's used to that. Here's what you can do to move your bedtime back to an earlier time. So what you do is you aim to go to bed just 15 minutes earlier every night. So for a whole week, instead of 2 a.m., you're going to go to bed at 1:45. And then the following week, you're going to do 1:30. And then the following week, 1:15. And then in 4 weeks, in a whole month, you're going to be going to bed an hour earlier and waking up at the same time. And you will feel much, much better by doing that. Okay, let's talk about caffeine and alcohol. Two things that I partake in and two things that I know I've worked with a lot of clients that this can be a real struggle for a lot of people to manage and balance their caffeine and alcohol intake. Because what can happen is if your body gets really used to caffeine to stay awake, what happens is then we can sometimes over-caffeinate during the day, and then we need alcohol to help us to fall asleep. And our bodies are designed to actually have a sleep-wake cycle that's based on our hormones. So we have hormones that fluctuate throughout the day. In the evening, our melatonin, which is the hormone that helps you fall asleep, will naturally rise. And so it will help you to fall asleep. And in the morning, our cortisol level will naturally rise again to help us to awaken. The longer we use caffeine and alcohol to manage our sleep cycle, the harder it gets for our body to do what it needs to do naturally. So my tips around caffeine and alcohol is pay attention. So if you have trouble sleeping, what time are you having your last caffeinated beverage? So for me, 2 p.m. in the afternoon is likely the latest that I'm going to be able to have caffeine because I am fairly sensitive to it. And I know that if I have it any later than that, it will affect my ability to sleep at night. Now, you might be different. And I know some people say that caffeine doesn't affect them in the same way, but even if you don't actually feel it, it is affecting your sleep cycle. So just pay attention to when you're having caffeine and then also pay attention to your alcohol intake. So are you having alcohol as a part of a ritual or routine, or maybe like me, I mean, I do have my gin drink on stream. I enjoy it. I enjoy the, the refreshing taste of it. And yeah, it's a little bit of a part of what I do on my stream. I, pour my drink over ice and I enjoy that. But I also have many nights where I'm not having any alcohol at all. So that's one thing that I think is really important, to give your liver a break. So your liver actually does all of its work while you're sleeping, or the majority of its work. The liver is working 24 hours a day. If it didn't, you would be in the hospital. So our liver is an incredible, incredible organ. And what happens when we're sleeping is that's when the liver is working overtime. It's doing the most work. So if we're having alcohol every night or every day, it is making it harder for our liver to function. And then if we're on top of that not getting enough sleep, then it will affect our liver function. And that can lead to fatty liver syndrome or other issues with our liver. So a gift you can give yourself if you choose to drink alcohol, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for those who choose to abstain. That's fantastic. But for those that choose to, give yourself 2 to 3 nights or days per week where you are not consuming any alcohol. All right, what's next to get a good night's sleep? So what's in your bedroom? This is a big one. For many, computer, laptop, tablet, phone, all of those might be in the space where you are sleeping. And this technology, as fantastic as it is, and it's what keeps us all connected, and I'm so incredibly grateful for it. But the but is, it's very disruptive to our sleep. So if you're in a situation where you cannot move your laptop, well, your laptop you could easily just put outside your room while you're sleeping. Very simple to do. Plug it in outside your room. And if your computer or your rig is set up in your bedroom, that's really difficult. So one thing, let's say your rig is in your bedroom, I would shut it down completely at night. If you want to keep your tabs open to, be lurking for your friends, that's great. Turn your screen off, and then make sure you put like a piece of tape or something, like a dark electrical tape over any buttons or knobs that are shining, especially blue light, because those will be more difficult for you to fall asleep. So either shut down your rig completely, which is my number one tip, or 2, if you feel that you want to leave tabs open and lurk for people, that's fine. But then make sure, again, you have your screen off if you can, and cover any buttons that are emitting any blue light with a dark electrical tape. The other thing is, how are your windows covered? So do you have room darkening blinds? I'm recording this right now. It's the summer for us here, and the days are really long. And some nights, it's after 9, 10 o'clock and it's still not dark. So, we get up earlier in the morning because it's bright fairly early. So room darkening blinds are really, really critical in order to tell your body that you're still sleeping. So your melatonin levels are going to slowly go down through the night. And as soon as as soon as you see light, your melatonin basically disappears. So if there's light streaming into your room at 5 a.m. and you see that, like your eyes see it, you will have a really difficult time falling back asleep. So what can you do to do room darkening blinds? Listen, if you don't have the budget to purchase blinds, then use a dark blanket with tacks. Right now, we don't have blinds in our bathroom and it's been really, really hot. So we're using, old curtains and thumbtacks to hold it up to block that light. So blocking the light in your bedroom. And just making sure that it's a restful place to sleep, okay? So if the TV, again, you're wanting to turn the TV off to sleep, put a blanket over your TV if it's too tempting to have the TV on to fall asleep. When you fall asleep with the TV on, it's really difficult for your brain to actually shut itself off. So it makes it harder for you to get a restful sleep. So you could be getting your 6 hours of sleep, but with your TV on, your body's not getting the rest that it needs. Now, the one thing I want to talk about that is likely beside your bed or in your hand right before you go to sleep is our phone. My phone, your phone. We got to talk about this one. Because so many of us, of course, will watch people on our phone right before we go to bed. Many people have told me on stream that they're already in bed with their phone or maybe their laptop. I don't know. Hopefully it's just your phone. This is a really difficult thing. So your phone, like I said, is a fantastic piece of technology, but I can promise you that your streamer friends want you to get good sleep. And so turning off your phone let's put it this way. putting your phone on airplane mode before you go to sleep is going to do you so much good. You won't hear any alerts. Your phone won't light up in the night. It's a good time to charge your phone when it's on airplane mode because it'll charge more quickly. If you can start doing that, so make a decision to turn your phone to airplane mode before you fall asleep and plug it in. If you can plug it in the next room, it's even better because then it's not going to be the immediate first thing you see in the morning. That will tremendously help you to get restful sleep. Also, if your phone has a blue light filter, so my phone has it in my settings, it's just, you just click on it, blue light filter. I know a lot of you use night mode, which also helps the contrast, but a blue light filter gives like a yellowy hue to your phone and to the screen. So it's easier for your body to recognize that it's time to sleep. So if you can put your phone away even 5 or 10 minutes before you actually turn off the light, it will make a massive difference. One of the things that I do before I go to bed, after my phone is on airplane mode, is I write in my gratitude journal. So I have a physical gratitude journal that I write in every night with a pen on paper, because that break from the screen and the getting back to actually writing on paper really helps your brain think in different and creative ways. So, for example, if you're a content creator, journaling before bed, doing maybe a gratitude journal, which is where you just share 3 things that you're grateful for before you sleep, could be really, really wonderful. So what I mean by that is you just write, today I'm truly grateful that, and you write 3 things specifically for that day that you're grateful for. And that action of writing, it triggers different pathways in your brain. And your brain does so much work while you're sleeping as well. A lot of your ideas actually might come to you while you're sleeping. So it's another good reason why you want to have a journal beside your bed. So if you wake up and you have an idea, you can write it down instead of it disappearing, by the time you, get up and find something to write on. So I know it's difficult. I understand how hard it is to put your phone on airplane mode while you sleep. But those notifications going off, the binging, the lights of your phone, even if you're not waking up every time, your subconscious is waking up and you're not getting that deep, restful sleep that your body so desperately needs. Okay, so what if you've tried all of these things? And I would try for at least a month to make some of these changes. So make 1 or 2 changes, give it a month. Or maybe you've already done all these things and you're like, I still can't sleep. And that's rough. There are so many reasons why we can't sleep. Often, our brains won't turn off. We have difficulty. We're going through a difficult time. We have difficulty, with our minds settling down. The journaling thing, again, really helps if you're going through a difficult time, to look for things that went well during the day instead of focusing on the things that went wrong. So that can be a real game changer if you really can't sleep. What I want to recommend are, so I've been working in nutrition, wellness, and nutritional supplementation now for almost 15 years. And one of the things to look at is a couple products. So I put it in the bit.ly for you guys so you can check it out when the video is done, or you can just open a browser. So it's Mrs. Wolf Help Me Sleep. And I've recommended 2 products from my product partner, USANA Health Sciences. One of them is called Pure Rest. It is a melatonin product. What I like about it, it's 2 milligrams only. A lot of melatonin products on the market start at 5 milligrams, which is a pretty high dose. And it's a scored tablet, so you can actually break it in half. So you could start with a very small 1 milligram dose. I have had clients who have switched over to the USANA brand, and it has worked better for them because of the ultra pure product that is guaranteed potency. So you're really getting what you pay for, and there's not going to be any contamination in that product. So that's something that I do. Melatonin is best dissolved under the tongue 30 to 60 minutes before bed. So, you brush your teeth, you get ready, you put your melatonin in, you watch a few more minutes of Twitch, and then you get some sleep, and you maybe do your journal before. The other product that I recommend that can really help you sleep is it's called MagnaCal Chewable, and it is a chewable magnesium calcium. So there's an equal amount of magnesium and calcium. Magnesium is what helps your muscles to relax. So it can help you to fall asleep because it's helping your muscles to relax. It can actually make you feel sleepy. Now, I do always give a caveat with magnesium. The first time you take it, start with, a small dose, because a lot of magnesium, so there are a lot of magnesium products on the market that are just magnesium. What happens if you take too much magnesium is, unfortunately, it also relaxes your bowels. So you might be in the bathroom, which is not going to help you sleep. So I like this product because it's chewable, it tastes nice. It's a balance of calcium, magnesium, vitamin D, a couple of the things that are also really healthy for your body and healthy for your skeletal system. So if you really can't sleep and you want some help, I would definitely recommend taking a look at these two products along with the other suggestions that I've made. Sleep is so incredibly critical, and there's so many factors that could affect how well you're sleeping or not sleeping. All right. Well, I want to say thank you so much for listening in. I'm here. I don't actually ever charge for consultation. So if you have some questions about your sleep and you need some help, just send me a message. So I can be found on Twitch as Mrs__Wolf, as my friend Triple G likes to say, but there are 2 underscores in there. I'm also on Twitter at Julie CM Boyer, which is Boyer. And that is also, it says Mrs. Wolf as well. But being that I've been in business for over 15 years, I'm known as Julie on pretty much everywhere else except for Twitch. I love this community so much. I made this video for you guys. If you're not part of our Twitch community and you came across this video, come check out what we're doing. I stream right now on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I usually hang around for 2.5 to 3 hours, depending on what's going on with my family or the sunset. And we have a really good time. It's a really great place to hang out. It's a wonderful community. If you want a place that's positive and encouraging and we have a lot of fun playing games, that's where you'll find me. Thanks everyone for checking out this video, and I hope I've been helpful.